What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. I know. I have a lot of explaining to do. I've actually been offline for quite a bit of time. But yeah, I've had an insane June and July. I've been traveling up and down from Durban to Cape Town and then I got sick.
Everything's been so messed up here lately. Pretty sure he don't wanna be my baby.
The video that I wanted to do today, I've been wanting to do it for quite a while. It's kind of a scary little video that I needed to do. So I decided to procrastinate for another month or so. What I wanted to talk about today was something quite deep, and it's the reason why I got this little tattoo over here, which was very symbolic and it was very spontaneous. It's sort of the one rule that I decided to live by. Let me start at the beginning. So, I got onto YouTube in 2016, so 2 years ago. Why am I not famous yet? I was at a very dark place in my life. I'm not depressed, but I had gone through a depression at that point in time. I was suffering like paranoia, which I mean, it's normal for a girl who stays by herself to be paranoid, but I was just like, I was suffering like ridiculous paranoias. Like I had gum in my bag for longer than a month. I thought I was going to be poisoned and die because it would get all like just disperse into my bloodstream and just kill me instantaneously. And then I was like, well, who's gonna look after my cat? And anyway, it was a long story, it was a mess. And then I also had vertigo. Because of the paranoia, I think I just got into panic attacks that had led to me feeling like I had vertigo. And vertigo is basically like you're sitting still but your mind is doing this. I was suffering like that off balance thing, and just because I was going into panic attacks. So it was kind of insane when I was driving and I was taking turns and I'm like turning this way, but all of a sudden my mind is just doing that. It was the craziest time of my life. So I decided to just pause everything in my life and just watch some YouTube videos. What I had gotten into at that point in time was draw my life. It explained a lot about famous YouTubers and what they had gone through and what they were dealing with and how they dealt with it. And when I was younger, we lived in a complex of about 27 houses, and all the kids used to get together. So I was like, what would be cool is if we do like a show for our whole neighborhood and invite them to it, and we have rehearsals after school every day, and we used to do our own stories and it used to be fun. So I was like, why not just do that on YouTube? So I decided to do that, and surprisingly I found a reason to wake up every morning, put makeup on, look pretty, eat breakfast. It was easier to smile. Then I was like, yeah, cool, I love it. I love this phase and this place where I am right now. And then people came back into my life, were like, what the hell are you doing? Your YouTube stuff. I was like, yeah, I know it's not my best, but it made me happy. At that point in time, I was like, I do want to better my YouTube videos, I do want to better the quality, but I don't have the resources to really do that. So I couldn't really put the best content up. But I mean, I was proud of it at the point in time, but you know, you gotta listen to some people sometimes. So I decided, let me listen to the haters and delete it. So I deleted it and I lost all of my stuff. And then after that, I graduated, and then I think I was going back into the depression that I was in, or I hadn't fully dealt with it, but it wasn't as bad because I controlled it and I knew how happy I could be on YouTube. So I was just angry that I had deleted it because I didn't believe in myself enough, and I believed in other people and them telling me who I was. And listening to that gave me more anxiety and made me feel like I'm the outsider of myself. I need to force myself to be someone I'm not. And even though like what I was doing was making me very happy, it wasn't hurting anyone. And I was angry at myself for giving in to other people. YouTube was a home to me in a lot of ways, communicating with people online and helping you know, people that were also bullied for being weird. That was the backstory. Long ass backstory. I know, you're welcome for the therapy session. So I was working at a motor show, helping out, selling merchandise, and there was a tattoo parlor stall literally opposite where my stall was. My friend and I were working. Her name is ShreSays. I was like, you know what would be cool is if we get tattoos, because this is the weekend that I graduated, and I was like, this is going to mark a day in ShreSays history. The story of getting the tattoo. So she chickens out. So this was fine, but the worst part was when it like does the needle on the like little knuckle thing. Oh gosh. Anyway, so I get the tattoo, and the reason I got in the tattoo, they don't have a specific chronological order in which these like reasons go, but one was that Ariana Grande had gotten a heart on her ring finger as well, which was great because I also met her, so insert photo of me and Ariana Grande. Yeah, I know, I'm that cool. I don't know if it's true or not, but like, you know what, let me just have my moment of like romanticism and fantasy for 1 second. It's the longest vein running from your heart line to your ring finger, and that's why when people get married they put the ring on the ring finger, because of that. It's just cute. It's just cute. So I decided to tattoo it onto my ring finger as a form of self-love, and I promised to myself that I will always put myself first before listening to other people. So I was sort of like, in a sense, marrying myself, like a coach from Glee that marries herself. Literally that. When I got this tattoo, I was both husband and wife to myself. That was important to me because not a lot of people knew the hectic stuff that I'd gone through in 2016. And for me to listen to other people when they didn't even know what was going on, or like understand 2% of what happened in that year, then why am I letting them drive my own life? And then the last part was that it was a promise to make myself my home. So that is why I married myself. Here's the fun part of what happened that day. I basically get my tattoo. It's my first tattoo. Didn't tell my parents. Paid for it myself. My parents lost their minds. Sorry. Get the tattoo. And then about 20 minutes later, I decide to use the bathroom. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so I go to use the bathroom, and I had my house keys in my back pocket of my shorts. You know those like public transportable loos? I was using that, and the toilet water was like that blue detergent, so it was clean, thankfully. But as I like turn around, my keys had fallen out of my shorts into the toilet. So me being in like this intense state of fear and panic of like, how am I gonna get home? I can't copy my keys. My car keys were on it, my house keys were on it, my office keys were on it. It was my whole life. So I was like, this is not cute. So I decide instantaneously, as it had fallen, to turn around with this specific hand that had just been tattooed and dunk it into the toilet water, the blue detergent toilet water, to get my keys out. Thankfully, the keys were fine. I wasn't too sure about my hand though. I washed my hand like profusely. I ran to my friend, bless her soul, and I tell her what just happened. Me being a panic-stricken pigeon, decided to freak out. So I run to... Rude. So anyway, I run to her and I'm like, Shreya, this is what happened. I was like, I couldn't have just turned with the right hand that hadn't been tattooed. Why? I am right-handed. Like, what sense? Anyway, so she starts laughing and she's like, if they have to amputate your ring finger and you never get married, that'll be so funny. Imagine if I just didn't have that finger, and then they're like, what finger when you say I do? So that was in my head after that. Then I had to tell my boss, which went really well. My boss didn't expect anything less from me, honestly. She told me to go to the tattoo parlor and tell them what happened. So now I was like, great, now the whole freaking show knows what's going on. So I ran to the tattoo parlor place and I'm like, guys, they were packing up already, so they were like, no, it's like we packed up all our cleaning equipment, but just go home, unwrap it, and wash it with soap and water for the next few days. So I was like, okay. So, I mean, it's kind of like the same, but like there's like a bit of like clear lines there which I need to fill out. But that's the story of what happened. Then after that, I went and I told my parents on the phone that I got a tattoo, and they thought that I had just drawn it in because I just sent them a photo, and they lose their minds at me. So I was like, thank God I'm on a phone call and not seeing them in person, because, you know, like a shoe would have come out at me from somewhere, like Matrix, like people of color parents really know how to pick up everything. They have no sense of like what anything is worth when they're angry at their child. They will throw your Mac laptop at you and be like, it's your fault that your Mac laptop is broken because you made us angry, so we're gonna throw it at you and now you have to find a way to pay for it. Anyway, so my friend Shreya was with me, and she felt really bad that I was getting shouted at. My parents didn't know that they were on speaker. So Shreya felt really bad, and I was like, and she didn't have to, but I was like, a true homie. So she told my parents that she also got a tattoo. She lied to you, mom and dad. How do you feel about that? So she said that she got a tattoo with me. And then my parents just like flip 180 degrees and they're like, oh, that's so cool. What tattoo did you get? And stuff. And I was like, So while I'm busy on the phone call, while they're blessing Shreya and like complaining and hating on me, Shreya decides to take a pen, and a big pen. If you don't know what a big pen is, it's the worst thing to try and draw a tattoo with. She decides to just go sit in the dark as well. She sat in the dark to draw the freaking tattoo. I do not understand the logic. Draws a tattoo and it's a lotus. She draws the hottest thing ever. She couldn't have just drawn a heart. Like, I don't know. It is so embarrassingly bad. So I start laughing and I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'll call you back just now, because I couldn't stop laughing. I was crying laughing. I take a photo and I send it to my mom and dad because they wanted to see her tattoo as well. And I phoned them and I'm like, what do you think of the tattoo? And they're like, oh no, it's really pretty. And then Shreya and I couldn't even help but we just burst out laughing. And then they were like, she drew it on, right? And I was like, yeah, kinda. So that's the whole story of my tattoo so far, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. That's why I got the tattoo. That's how I got the tattoo. This little one is like really important to me. So yeah, that's story time. Till next time with story time. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time. If you have cool tattoos, tag me in them, tell me your stories. I actually really love hearing the stories behind tattoos, but I'm always that one person that's like scared to ask what the story is behind the tattoo. But it's really interesting. I really like finding out more about people through their tattoos or through their scars. I'm a whole stan queen. Anyway, so yeah, shit. That's my whole story for now, and hope to see you again this week. Otherwise, I'll see you next week. Follow me at ShreSays so you can shout at me about why I haven't posted on YouTube, and also tell me your stories of your tattoos. Tag me in your tattoos and tell me your stories. I really want to hear them. I would love to chat. Okay, this is me giving you an opportunity to slide into my DMs. So yeah. Okay, till next time. It's ShreSays, and this was story time with ShreSays. Okay, bye.